Hello students, I am Dr. Girish Raisinghani, Associate Professor, Department of Botany, SPC गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज अजमेर। आज हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं डिज़ीज़ जिसका नाम है अर्ली ब्लाइट ऑफ पोटैटो। द अर्ली ब्लाइट इज़ ऑफ कॉमन अकरेंस wherever potatoes are grown in the world. In India, it is the most common and destructive disease of this crop and can cause up to 40% loss in yield when severe. The disease can appear when the crop is quite young, much earlier than the late blight. While late blight epidemics are common in cooler and wet areas, early blight is free from inhibitions caused by weather conditions and occurs in cool as well as warm areas. Thus, in India, disease is equally serious on the hills as well as in the plains. The disease occurs on tomato also. इसके symptoms जो हैं, the disease first becomes visible as small, isolated, scattered pale brown spots on the leaflets. These spots become covered with a deep greenish blue growth of the fungus. Lowest leaves are attacked first and the disease progresses upwards. In the necrotic tissues, concentric ridges develop to produce a target bow defect, the most characteristic symptom of the disease. There is usually a narrow chlorotic zone around the spots, which fades into the normal green and increases with the increase in the size of spots. There may be only a few spots or a large number of them may appear, occupying major portions of the leaf surface. When these leaf lesions involve larger veins, chlorosis commonly extends well beyond the necrotic spots. This has been shown to be due to a toxin, that is alterneric acid, produced by the fungus and translocated through the veins. In dry weather, the spots become hard and the leaves curl. In humid weather, the affected areas coalesce and big rotting patches may appear. In severe attacks, leaves shrivel and fall down. Potato stems may be affected, showing brown to black necrotic lesions on the skin. These lesions may lead to collapse of the branches or the entire above ground portion of the plant. Infection and rotting of tubers has also been reported by Folsom and Bond in 1925. Wetzel 1923 reported an early blight from Bermuda in which the onset of the disease was sudden and the spots were large and quite similar to the late blight. A similar type of blight was observed in Uttar Pradesh during 1944 to 45, at Ranchi, Bihar during 1960 to 61. The damage to the crop may be considered as peak period of the attack, coincides with the period of tuber formation. Due to necrosis of leaves, the assimilative area of the plant is reduced. This causes formation of undersized and reduced number of tubers. You can see these are the spots of the early blight of potato, spots on the leaves. The causal organism जो है, the early blight of potato is caused by the fungus Alternaria solanae. It is an imperfect fungus with no sexual stage. The mycelium consists of septate, branched, light brown hyphae, which becomes darker with age. The intercalary cells contain 0 to 14 nuclei, while the tip cells have 14 to 36 nuclei. The hyphae in the host are at first intercellular, later penetrating into the cells of the invaded tissues. Conidiophores emerge through the stomata from the dead centers of the spots. They are relatively short, 50 to 90 by 9 microns, and dark colored. Conidia are 120 to 296 by 12 to 20 microns in size, beaked, muriform, dark colored, and borne singly. However, in cultures they form short chains. They develop from a bud formed by the apical cell of the conidiophore. 5 to 10 transverse septa at a few longitudinal septa are present in each conidium. You can see the diagram, conidiophore and the conidia of Alternaria solanae. Germination of conidia occurs within 35 to 45 minutes at the optimum temperature of 28 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. Races and strains differing in morphology and physiology occur in Alternaria solanae. In India, 3 strains have so far been distinguished on the basis of their cultural characters. Fungi toxic substances like alternaric acid and alternarine are produced by the fungus in cultural media. The mycelium of the fungus remains viable in dry infected leaves for a year or more. Conidia have also been found to retain viability for 17 months at room temperature. Mycelium and conidia can thus survive in the soil on diseased plant debris to cause primary infection in the next year's crop. Contamination of tubers with conidia or mycelium is another source of primary inoculum. Infection on lower leaves first takes place through conidia formed on the soil. Secondary spreads of the diseases occurs through conidia developed on primary spots. These conidia are disseminated by wind, water, and insects. Infection occurs as a rule through the stomata, but directly penetrations may also take place. Now we come on to the control measures. Since the disease is soil-borne, crop rotation and field sanitation are essential for the effective check. Timely spraying with fungicides, they are the best method for protection against the disease, and this spray of the spraying should be started early without the month planting and should be continued throughout the period of the plant growth at intervals of 10 to 21 days. And the fungicides which are recommended these fungicides like diethane, then Blitox, diethane, dafloton, daclonil, bacetan, antrecol, and captan. Some of these also control late blight. Likewise, varietal resistance is also not much value for as foliage infection is concerned. However, attempts are being made to evolve resistant varieties. Resistant varieties, as you all know, that is the best method to control any kind of disease. And every care should be taken to obtain good plant vigor by suitable cultural practices. Cultural practices should be good enough to control the disease. So this was all about the early blight of potato, and the text which has been taken, it is from the book Plant Diseases from R.S. Singh.